Alright, hey, Hazemig here. I've made some interesting discoveries today thanks to EV Promise on the Brammoforum. He actually read my my log file and pointed out a bunch of stuff, okay? And I learned more stuff about the bike, okay? I know you've kind of... This is going to be at the end of the video where I dropped the bike off and I was really disappointed. And I don't know, we'll see what happens at Clausen Motorsports. You know, I'm not, hopefully they don't bill me $390 just to like do nothing to my bike. That's what I say, okay? But anyway, so let's take a look at what I discovered from the log file, okay? And this has to do with like the B9 fault. The B9 fault actually corresponds to what's wrong with the bike, so it's actually related. So all right, let's go take a look at the log files. Okay, here we are at the computer. So we're back here looking at the spreadsheet. I made everything smaller and kind of like it's easier to read a whole lot of stuff, but yeah, we have to like get in there a lot more, okay? So I found out that there are labels for each column, okay? So if you go all the way to the top of the spreadsheet, because I didn't see it before because all the data I was looking was like in the middle, you know, but I deleted all the stuff that, you know, that had no problem, okay, basically. And so if you go, you know, if you go to the first column, it tells you everything. All the labels are on it, so it's actually very nice. so here you see it says, okay, so here it says VIN number, timestamp, fault, yes, okay, that means there's a fault, and then there's a fault description right here, okay, that's column G, that was the important one I said last time, and then it tells you a whole lot of stuff. We can kind of go over some of it, I guess. So this is a VCU plus 12 volts, so I guess it has something to do with the DC-DC converter. There's actually a 5 volts too, so I guess the converter works, does 12 volts and 5 volts, okay? There's a thermistor. Oh yeah, this thermistor, that sounds like the motor, yeah. There's an ambient temperature, so these are the different temperature sensors here. So as I know, my thermistor doesn't work, man. It's broken. Okay, and you got motor RPM, speed, VCU. You got a temperature of the VCU right here. Lots of stuff. Okay, I don't know why the odometer and some of these functions don't work. Here's an interesting one. And also, if you can't, if it's like too small, you can just click on it. I'm not going to click on it because I already highlighted some stuff. Well, we'll take a look at that later. Okay, anyway, if you go all the way here, okay, so let's look at the humidity. Something I found out about the humidity here, okay? So if you go here, you can see this row, GO here, Golf Oscar. It says M1 relative humidity in percentage, okay? So if you look at this, so what I found out is that the Empulse TT has 7 battery modules, okay? Just like the Empulse R. The Empulse R has 7 battery modules, but you can physically see them, you know, they look like 7 like smaller batteries, okay? As opposed to the one that's in the Empulse TT. Empulse TT has like 1 big module and 1 small module, so like 2 total. But I guess if you were to open up the battery would have 7 modules in it. There are probably 4 on the top and probably 3 on the bottom. Okay, so anyway, so here it says relative humidity, okay, so M1, so that's module 1. This is module 1, relative humidity, okay? Then module 2, module 3, module 4, module 5, 6, 7. So if you look here, this one looks like it's in the 40s, this one looks like it's in the 40s, this one looks like it's in the 40s, this one looks like in the 40s, and then suddenly, boom, you got one here in the 80s, okay? And then here you got one in the 70s, and then here it's like 50 to like 70. So that lets me know that module 5, 6, and 7 have some kind of moisture problem. I cannot believe it. There's like moisture sensors in the battery. What a high-tech battery. I don't know of any battery that has like a moisture sensor in it, man. I don't know where it is, but yeah, so that lets me know there's some kind of moisture in modules 5, 6, and 7, okay? And it looks like 5 is the one that's most affected. Okay, so remember that module 5, okay? So if you look here, okay, yeah. It even has like the heater current. So like the battery pack has heaters on it, so if it's cold, it'll warm up the batteries, because if you operate or charge the battery in really cold temperature, you could damage it. But anyway, we're looking for, now there's a whole lot of stuff here. Fan current, I think that's like charging fans, L-Tech charger. Yeah, look at this, all this stuff tied together. Module, cell voltage, cell tone. Okay. The one that we're looking for here is module PCBA temperature. Okay, I'm not really sure what PCBA is. It sounds like it's some kind of circuit board or something. Okay, but I will highlight it. Okay, so if you look here, you got your module 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 PCBA temperature in Celsius. Okay, and then you've got, so this is when this is when the error happened. Okay, so the B40 fault happened. So here we got like 25 degrees Celsius, 24 degrees, 25 looks normal, right? 25, 25, 24, and then suddenly minus 50 right here. So this is when it failed. Okay, so we know, well, the module 6 and 7 are 24, so everything else looks similar to each other, so that's good, because that's what you want. And then suddenly module 5 just says minus 50. Okay, and it just says, I think it just goes on and on, minus 50. Now it says 57. It changes a little bit, and it moved around a little bit here, so but still not enough to get out of that minus. So that sensor is toast. Okay, that's what I'm gonna say. There's that sensor might have shorted out or something, and what I think it is the moisture. So if you remember, module 5 had the most percentage of humidity in it. Okay, it was like 80% humidity, while everything was like about 40%. Okay, so that leads me to believe that humidity caused the temperature sensor to fail. Okay, so that's why you see here it goes 24 degrees Celsius, and then it just suddenly, boom, just goes to minus 50. So something happened, something like shorted out or something, short circuit. Okay, everything else looks normal. So if I could figure out what module 5 is, Hades is really tempted to start taking the bike apart and open the battery module, because I bet you I would find 4 modules in the top and then 3 modules on the bottom. But the thing is, I don't know where the 5th module is. I don't know how they label these batteries. Okay, I don't know if the first 4 are on the top or the last 4 are on the top. I'm not sure. So it leads me to believe it's either on the top or the bottom. So what we had learned before is that the bottom battery pack had a green blinking light. Okay, so that means it's normal operation. The upper battery pack had no light, so that means it's in like a standby mode, is what Kafra told me. Okay, and so that would lead me to believe that the top module is probably 4, 5, 6, and 7. That's what I'm thinking, because I think the problem might be the top one, but I'm not 100% on that. I would have to I'm really tempted to go just take the bike apart, take the battery apart, and then just start digging in the battery and see, like, start looking at sensors and stuff. But I'm not really sure what we're gonna find inside the battery, but the best thing to do would just be like to have them fix it under warranty, but I don't know what they're gonna do. So but I'm confident that the battery is still in good shape. Okay, so that's what I've learned. Some new stuff I've learned about the log file. Man, that Brammo stuff is really cool. I'm telling you. I was just digging around and like, hey, look at that, man. It even tells you all the labels and stuff. And I think that's a program that somebody made too. Like, I bet you, like, if you use the actual Brammo software, it's probably even better. That's what I'm thinking. Or it probably does the same thing. Who knows? But yeah, it's pretty rad what you can do with that bike, and it's just too bad it's not very user friendly. Okay, they didn't intend for the rider, the user, to go in there and do stuff. So I wish they did. Like like the Zero bikes have that Bluetooth app, and you could change settings and stuff in it. You know, it would have been nice if Brammo had something like that. You know, if they had continued to develop the bike, that would have been something I would have wanted. You know, like a Bluetooth tuning function. You know, I can adjust my regen with it. I think that's what you can do with it. You can adjust your regen and do all sorts of stuff. So, and then I think the newer one, you could log your rides and stuff. It tells you like how much power and all. It does. It's a data logger. You know, basically what the Brammo does already. So I bet you the Zero bikes do the same. I bet you all electric bikes do the same thing now. They just do data. There's a data logging thing. I'm not sure about the Energica. Probably the Zero. The Zero is very similar. They use the same controller. They use a Sevcon controller, I think. So yeah. So that's a lot of cool stuff I learned today. So that module 5 seems to be the faulty one. Okay. I should probably tell them that. So I tell them like, hey, I looked at the log file again, and it says the battery module 5 is much colder than the other ones, and it's and it has more humidity than the other ones. So that B9 fault, the humidity in the battery, it caused this B40 or B8 fault. Okay, the faulty battery temperature sensor. So something must have got wet in there, and it got damaged over time. It kind of leads me to believe that the Victory batteries, the Victory Brammo batteries, are defective. that's what it leads me to believe. Okay, so they probably don't have very good venting or something. There's some kind of like a defective or a defect, or like a, you know, poorly engineered battery, you know, basically, because I don't really heard of the Empulse R having this problem. So it leads me to believe like it's a Victory Empulse problem. Okay, but the Empulse R has its own problems from what I've seen. So I think the VCU has problems, like there's like a computer chip or a FET on it that like shorts out, and then the bike doesn't work anymore, and then they don't sell any parts for the Brammo Empulse anymore. The Brammo Empulse parts are like the wiring is different than the Victory, is what I'm going to say. So you can't just slap a Brammo Empulse R part in a Victory Empulse TT. So it's kind of sucks, man. So they kind of screwed all the Brammo owners. You know, that's what I'm saying. Okay, so yeah, that's what I've learned. Yeah, the bike is still at Clausen Motorsports. This is just the night I got back, so I haven't heard anything from them yet. Hopefully we'll hear something from them tomorrow. I am not looking forward to coming back, going back to Fresno. It's a horrible drive, man. It's 150 miles I had to drive, and you know, I was falling asleep and all this stuff. So not looking forward to coming back. All right, but it was a pretty cool dealership, pretty big place. I oogled a lot of the bikes and stuff, so, but they didn't have no electric bikes. I also did try to look for that Polaris Ranger EV, because Polaris did sell a Ranger EV. It's called Ranger EV Lithium Ion or Li-ion or something, and that had Brammo battery packs in it. And unfortunately, they don't sell it anymore, probably because they don't really have access to Brammo battery packs anymore. So they're just back to using freaking lead acid batteries. So good old lead acid, you know. Simple. That's what I'm gonna say. But simple, but not high tech. Is what I'm gonna say. But I could not find. I could find. They have Rangers there. Okay. They're. If you guys are wondering what a Ranger is, it's kind of like a utility side by side. Is what it is. And then Polaris sold an EV version, and it had similar Brammo battery tech in it. Okay, that's what I'm gonna say. Than what was in the Victory Empulse. So. Okay. Also another thing, if I remember correctly, Cummins bought the battery division of Brammo. So. And I kind of looked on their website today, and they're using those batteries to power school buses now. Okay, so I'm not sure. I might be able to get. I tried to look to see if I can get parts for a Brammo battery, but I'm not sure, dude. but they were saying they have battery packs that are like 104 kilowatt hours. So yeah, they're really big battery packs for EV vehicles, you know, big vehicles like a school bus. So pretty cool. Why I haven't heard of them, you know, I hear a lot of stuff about the Tesla semi and not a Cummins electric semi truck. You know, what happened to it? What happened to it? You know, that's what I'm gonna say. But yeah, you know, I could see, like, you know, you could probably get parts from Cummins for the Brammo batteries. That's what I'm thinking, but it's probably really expensive, you know. But what I think is that the battery, there's nothing wrong with the battery, okay? The battery, the cells in the battery are fine, okay? There's nothing wrong with the cells. It's just yeah, the temperature sensor failed. So if I can figure out how to fix that, I don't know how to fix it. Replace the temperature sensor, and clean it up. That's what I was thinking. But you should be a qualified Brammo technician to do that, or Polaris technician. So yeah, I would rather have Polaris do it, you know. But now that I know exactly what's wrong, like exactly what's wrong with it, I'm kind of tempted to just kind of dig in there myself. But obviously, it will void the warranty if you open the battery. So yeah, Hazemeg is not afraid of 115 volts. So or 60 volts if you just separate the packs. I worked with the Prius battery before, and I think that's around like 200 volts. So, but the Prius battery is kind of big, you know. It doesn't use teeny tiny little pouch cells. It uses like nickel metal hydride boards, boards that they're stacked sideways in it. So yeah, that's what's going on. So I found out a lot of interesting stuff digging in the log files again. Thanks to EV Promise for pointing it out. I did post it on the forum, my findings. So you should check out that thread on the Brammoforum. It's in the Empulse R. It's called System Fault B40 vlog or post or something. I think there's a number of B40 posts on Brammoforum, and like I mentioned, once battery gets B40, that's it. Replace the battery. That's the answer, you know. But you know, that's kind of like I had bought a salvage Toyota Prius a long time ago, and the person I bought it from, they didn't put it together properly, okay? And every once in a while the car wouldn't start. It would, like, everything, the dash would blink and it wouldn't work. And what it was, it's like there was an intermittent connection in there somewhere. Something wasn't getting connected properly because they didn't put it back together right. And I took it to the Toyota dealership, and they said the solution was to replace the whole harness, like engine harness or hybrid system harness on the car, which would cost like $2,000 or something, some ridiculous amount of money. And that's usually the answer, you know, at the dealership, is like, if there's something wrong with it, just replace the whole thing. And we're not going to figure out what's wrong with it and repair it, you know. Just replace the whole thing. So I mean, in this case, you know, I would prefer that they replace the whole thing. It'd be nice to get a brand new battery, you know. But yeah, dude, I'm telling you, it looks like it's a pretty easy fix. So is what I'm gonna say. If you could fix that temperature sensor and then like figure out why there's all that moisture in module 5, then the bike could be returned to like non-faulty state. Okay, for like more than a year now, the bike has had a fault on it. Okay, at first it was a B9 fault, and then now the B40 fault. So I would like to be able to turn the bike on and not see any faults at all. So yeah, they really need to update that dash on the Empulse, man. It's really not good. That's what I want to say. All right, that Game Boy dash. All right, here's a big out. So I hope that was an interesting vlog for you guys. Enjoy the show. It continues. So we'll see what Clausen Motorsport says. But I am tempted, if Polaris won't do anything, I am tempted to go tackle it myself. The only problem is I don't know what to do with the sensor. You know, if we can just clean it up and, you know, see if we can get it running again. You know, that's all I care about. You know. But yeah, there has to be a reason why it's more humid. There's more humidity in that pack, so it would be really interesting to see where that module 5 is in the battery pack. I have a feeling it could be either in the front of the pack or in the back of the pack, you know, because the wind or the rain hits it or something, or just its location or the angle of it on the bike. You know, I'm telling you, it's a defective. The battery is defective on the Victory Impulse. That's what I'm thinking, because I've seen like so many problems with the battery. I've heard of lots of problems with these batteries. Okay, and I haven't really heard all that many problems with the Brammo Impulse. I've seldom hear problems with the battery, you know, other than like, yeah, they're getting old, sometimes they don't want to charge. The Empulse R's have other problems, okay, but it's not the battery, is, you know, from what I've seen. Okay, so yeah, that's the end of this vlog. I will post a new vlog when I hear something from Clausen Motorsports. All right, thanks for watching. Yes, we go. Hope you learned something. I did.